I understand that writing a book is a process of self-discovery, like some would say. I'll come back to that question a little later, but let's talk about faith first. If having faith in somebody or something, right, makes a person happy, so why would anybody question that? Like, why should I believe in it? Did you find that out?
No, that's what I'm trying to, exactly, that's the same thing I'm trying to tell through this story, because she says that, she discovers rather, and that we all will at some point in our life, that, you can place your faith in a stone deity, you can place your faith in a string of thread, you can place your faith in a person. These 3-4 things, these symbols can be fractured, they can be manipulative, they can be wrong. But that extreme surrender and that devotion and that emotion is always true.
True.
So that is what the realization of this character has to be.
Okay.
And that is her life journey. Because when you see her in the beginning, she questions faith in totality. Because life has been cruel, and we all do this at some point of time. I have done it. During while I was writing the story, my father passed away, and I was in a very disturbed state of mind, and I was questioning all these things. I was questioning faith, I was questioning God, and I think all of us at some point or the other will question this very inherent, belief. And so does this character, but the only thing is how you deal with it.
Okay.
So she goes to a very extreme extent of, she goes into a very revengeful path. Right. But I guess everybody has a path to follow. So she had to go through those extreme emotions to actually come back to an understanding of what faith is. It's actually a very light, it's very strong, yet it's you can't really hold it, you can't really, describe it. It's something very non-tangible, which you have to feel deep within. So that is her journey.
If I were to ask you personally, what is it that you have faith in? What would your answer be?
My faith now, so as I was growing up, my faith, the object of my faith changed. As it is true for every human being. First, for me it was very important to go to temple every day. That was faith for me. Then very important to say my prayers twice a day. That was faith for me. So eventually it evolved to actually just sitting in my room and thanking the universe, not going anywhere else, is also faith for me. So my definition of faith as an individual has changed over the years as I am growing. And also it's a very personal journey. It's a very personal journey, and that journey is different for each individual, and it's actually a very beautiful journey. Can be painful to some extent, can be very disruptive because you're questioning your core belief system. And we come from a society, as a traditional society, as kids, we watch our parents believe in God, goddesses, pujas. This is our culture, and we are conditioned to following a set of rules, a set of rituals, and this is what binds our faith together, because we are conditioned to it. Our faith is bound in these rituals. But now I feel that as I grow older, I feel that it doesn't really lie in all these things. It's somewhere beyond the reach of rituals and customs and something which is external. So that is what this book also explores. And apart from faith, which is intangible, what it also touches upon is these very important relationships, interpersonal relationships, like a sister and sibling relationship, which in our society again is very sacrosanct. But it's considered sacrosanct, but if you just dig deeper, you'll see that there's so much angst, there's so much anger, there's so much, there's a sense of, again, betrayal, and this sense of, there's a lot of darkness in these relationships also, which Rajjo feels towards her siblings and gets from them. So I have explored relationships that so far have not really been, they have been projected in a way, but they are fractured. And in that sense, I would say that the Dance of Durga is a very naked story. It's not clothing any relationship or covering it in a very sweet, presentable form. It's very raw, it's disturbing, and it redefines the the status quo. Like I said, like a sibling relationship, even a mother-daughter relationship,
Right.
romance, for example, the whole definition of true love, what it could be. She's in love with a married man, and how as a society are we going to react to that, deal with it, empathize, sympathize? What is it that our reaction is going to be? So she is the other woman in her own story. So, so I feel that this story, apart from being about faith, is also about human emotions, and in a very naked form.
As a person, how do you categorize yourself? Are you a very optimistic person, pessimistic person? What is it like?
You know, I have days when I'm very pessimistic, and those are the difficult days. Nothing works. Those pessimistic days are the days where I say the government is not working, the banks don't work, my kitchen is not working, my career is not happening the way I want. So everything is like a dark cloud, and I'm like this not very happy person to be around. I can really drive you crazy.
Okay.
So I have those days. No, this is not that kind of a day. But then there are days where I'm very optimistic,
okay,
where people around me have to tell me, you know what, just slightly you need to tone down your optimism. So I would say that I swing both ways.
When do you write though? Do you write when you're pessimistic as well? Like, or is
I
it
need both. I need both those. I need my optimism to write, and I need my pessimism to write. Because if I'm only writing with a very optimistic point of view, I feel like it's not very balanced. And if I'm only cynical in writing, I think you all will hate me. So, I feel I draw from both optimism and being a pessimistic, because I think both together form a good balance.
Right. You might spill out a secret which you never wanted to share. It might find its way into your writing somehow. Has that ever happened to you? There are 2-3 ways. We as writers, we're very clever people. Okay.
What we do, we have a lot of, we draw from a lot of things. Like, I'll tell you, for example, I read somewhere, which is very true, that writers are very good liars.